Thank you, Linda, Alice, and choir. That seemed like a perfect pre-commencement exercise, tone-setting piece of music. I think Beethoven knew what he was talking about. Excuse me. And today we are talking about grad. I love to play with words, so we're going to have grad, rad, and dad for the next 3 weeks as we talk about the sounds of summer, and that began that. And because June is still attributed to graduation month, it's also attributed to, weddings and Father's Day and all that, but graduation, even though I know here in Chico that the graduation exercise has already happened last month, it's still that time. It's what Hallmark says is graduation season, so that must be right. And so we're celebrating that, and I thought, well, what a good opportunity, because we are in a way graduating here, and I'm sure Dr. Carolyn can attest to this. They say in churches, at least for particularly our centers, that the two biggest days that people always show up for are Easter and Christmas, but we have to add a third here at this center, which is the choir season finale, where you get to see everybody who comes out to hear what wonderful musical pieces they've got in store for you, right? So we've got 3 Sundays that we can guarantee, that everybody's going to be here to celebrate. And it is a graduation. It's a graduation if you look at it in the sense that the choir is graduating into their summer hiatus. It's a graduation for the students around town in the campus. We acknowledged Carl a couple of weeks ago when he graduated. I'm so proud of him. He's back, but after that. And for me, Louisa May Alcott's quote is a little more my style. It says, "Life is my college. May I graduate well and earn some honors." Because I'm not a college graduate. So for me, life has been my university, and y'all have been my students and my teachers, and as we get going on this. So there's another quote by someone I've never heard of, and I hope I pronounce this person's name correctly, Ari Pencovici. I would imagine that's Italian. And I think it's a she, writes, "Graduation is only a concept. In real life, every day you graduate. Graduation is a process that goes on until the last day of your life. And if you can grasp that, then you can make a difference." And that really spoke to me on my, college lifetime course here, is that it's a process that each day we graduate. And many of us who have been either trained in science of mind or are coming to science of mind understand that. It's even, in a way, somewhat Christian if you go back to, "Behold, I make all things new." So if each day is brand new, we have graduated from yesterday. If each thought is brand new, we have graduated from a pattern of sometimes stinkin' thinking, as they say. So that if we have been thinking negative thoughts, erroneous thoughts, false thoughts, for whatever reason, either we were trained that way, we were conditioned that way, or we've just been listening to our monkey mind chatter, we have an opportunity to graduate from that type of thinking into the thinking that we extol here as religious scientists, which is to change your thinking, shift it to something that is more positive, healthy, supportive, thereby changing your life. John Updike writes, "You cannot help but learn more as you take the world into your hands. Take it up reverently, for it is an old piece of clay with millions of thumbprints on it." Isn't that beautiful? I'll read it again in a second. But I think that's kind of what I'd like us, as most of us being the mature adults that we are. You can decide if I'm referring to most of us being mature or most of us being adults. I don't know. That we are here to take up all of it reverently. And when we get to vicariously appreciate what's going on in a graduation season, whether we have little kids graduating into middle school or high school or graduating from college, that the idea, the concept, the experience of graduation, we still can resonate to, if we choose. We get to do that. And we get to look at life as our college, life and graduation as a day-to-day experience, so that if the exam was really tough this week, that we can know that we've moved through it and move into a new class, a new lesson, a new opportunity by which that we can live and move and grow, that each day is a graduation. I will read the John Updike again. You cannot help but learn more as you take the world into your hands. Take it up reverently, for it is an old piece of clay with millions of thumbprints on it. So as we take the world up in our hands, whatever our world may be today, the world that lies before us in terms of our day-to-day life and graduation, or the bigger picture world for those who are, as I say, graduating high school or college, moving out into the world to create their dreams, there are things that happen along the way, along the path. Some of the thumbprints are like little tender and bruising. There are things that we must do, we must look at to move beyond, to move upwards into an opportunity where we can surpass and prevail all of that. And I believe that by understanding the concepts and the precepts of science of mind, we are given tools, we're given guidelines, we're given inspiration by which, no matter what is crossing our path along the way of this school of life, this college, that we can find a way to rise up and go beyond that. So in order for us to begin that journey, the choir has another song that they're going to sing for you. That was a beautiful arrangement of that piece. Thank you for that. And I just want to note that in addition to Linda's musical and choral skills and talents, I love the fact that she is so adorable, and it's so nice to look at her outfits when she always has this something beautiful and contemporary, and she looks so cute from here. So I appreciate that as much as I do the musicality of it. I just thought I'd share that because that's a great top. It's like, oh, you're welcome. So, as you can hear, we're still having this sort of commencement exercise, and I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of lessony stuff because you're hearing it in the music. It's also, you know, that one of the few times of the year where you don't have to have a traditional science of mind lesson, although I'm getting stuff in there. So if you are here for the first time, this is a little unusual for us. We have extra music, and we're having more of a celebration, and I think it's a great way to do it. So, it does not elude me, although today is June 1st. June 1st, 6 months. And usually around this time of the year, I do a mid-year checkup, you know, in terms of, well, where are we? Have we been climbing those mountains? Have we been getting to the top? Have we been hydrated enough on that journey? What have we been doing, and how are we? Because traditionally, people are celebrating graduation and new starts, and we do that on January 1, and now we get to do it on June 1. And so it's an opportunity that if you feel that the first 6 months has not unfolded the way you wanted, or there have been way too many mountains to climb, that this is an opportunity to shift that, to climb those mountains, get beyond them, move forward to follow the dream. So this is your wake-up call for the week. Here we are, June of the year, to checking out. So Robert Louis Stevenson writes, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant." So you may have not outpictured the things that you thought you would outpicture for 2014 by now. You may, and sometimes it's really good to have that kind of cosmic goose to remind you of, oh yeah, that's right, I was going to do this, this, and this. And perhaps on the other side, you've been saying, I was going to do this, this, and this. Why haven't I? And you've started that, monkey mind chatter. This is an opportunity, brand new slate, June 1, commencement exercises by which we go forward with a new appreciation, with new plans, new agendas. You can do a new vision board. You can write new resolutions or vision goal lists, whatever it is you want to do. You don't have to be attached to the one that you filled out on December 31st at 11:59 p.m. You get to do anew, be new with what you want. Graduate into, because you may be an entirely different person. Well, I can guarantee you're an entirely different person than you were January 1. Your cells have changed. Your thoughts have changed. The environment has changed. The world around us has been changing, and it will continue to. Why? Because change is our only constant. And we predicate this philosophy on change. We invite you, we encourage you, we extol you, we teach you, we tease you, we give you everything we can with the ideas of changing, being comfortable, so that you can go forward. It's graduation stuff, so you always have to have a quote from a doctor. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know. You are the one who'll decide where to go. Now, I didn't grow up with that doctor, but I have in my adulthood come to really appreciate Dr. Seuss. And, the cute, charming sing-song stuff and the wonderful little graphic set. But anyone who has done any religious science work, if you really listen to what he says, it's all right there. It's all metaphysical. He's talking about you have your brains, you have the wherewithal, you can choose your direction, you know what you can do. And there's nothing else that's going to stop you, that you get to go forward. You get to make the decision. You get to outline the path. So well, I'll get to that in a second. So there's just like so much, and I have more music. Yeah. Well, we have more music. Come on, let's sing it. You don't want me up here like doing this all day. Come on, you guys. Let's get into the fun part. Let's not have another lesson. You've been doing that all year. Who were those people? What happened to my choir? Summer. Oh, it's summer. See? I told y'all if you hadn't been here before, this is the casual thing. And what better lesson can one give? See, people tease me a lot because they know I'm, show tunes or us, anything that's a soundtrack. And hello, Hakuna Matata. Thank you, Elton and Disney, because it's exactly it. So if you need a new mantra for the summer, how about that? Hakuna Matata. No worries. We have a problem-free philosophy, and we know how to move it through. So, excuse me, the idea of Hakuna Matata, yes, it's summer, and yes, it's an easier, laid-back lesson and music presentation. And there's really depth and truth to that. Hakuna Matata. And I love the fact that there are kids growing up singing that as one of their songs. A lot of the Disney anthems are fabulous. I know you parents and grandparents are like, okay, enough already. How many times do we have to watch Frozen? But how wonderful that the kids are learning songs like Let It Go, Let It Go. Hakuna Matata, that they have an opportunity to hear that over and over again, because what do we teach in religious science? We teach how to do repetition and affirmations. Well, Hakuna Matata, let it go, let God, let it go. Those are affirmations. They're just set to really nice music that you get to hear over and over and over again, and that is how we do this. That's why we have affirmations. That's why we have music, is because it's one of the significant ways, I think Linda mentioned it even with all of the quotes, that it really gets to the heart of who we are. It really vibrates to us. It's not so heady of, I am perfect, healthy, whole, and complete. Hakuna Matata. Which one do you want? So if we use the skills and the tools that we're taught in this college of life, of choosing affirmations and repeating them so that they become our norm instead of something foreign, and that they start to change our thinking about ourselves, which once we change the thinking about ourselves, we of course change the life around us. So there's a good reason, Orrin Hatch wrote this. There's a good reason they call these ceremonies commencement exercises, because graduation is not the end, it's the beginning. So wouldn't we act differently if we really had Hakuna Matata as our wiring, our operating system, our default mechanism? Wouldn't we do something differently? And when we graduate, we wouldn't be having all this stuff. I loved, it was a very theatrical thing here, and I was thinking about how we should, if we're going to graduate, and many of us have already graduated high school or college or degrees and stuff, I think the one place where we could all still graduate is from drama school. Uh-huh. Right? I mean, when we get into our stuff and it's poor little me, so if we can get to graduate out of drama school and enjoy the theatricality of life And did you see some of these people up here who were having a really good time doing this? You know, and did you give the birthday boy that lead song for Happy Birthday Soon, John? And I loved watching little Jane over there having this talking and act. I mean, all of these people up here, it was so cool to watch them just come alive to that. No worries. It wasn't a thought about it was just celebrating this infinite idea of God as each other. So maybe for the next 6 months, from June through December, we can look at the commencement of graduating from the drama school of whatever stuff didn't happen between January and June, or whatever stuff is still like going in your face. Let's graduate from a drama school and get into commencing with our lives being these worry-free philosophy days. And summer's a great time to do that because we're not thinking textbook. The classes, for the most part, are done. There'll be some, but they're fun classes. It's like all of us have that mindset. The world around us, even, Madison Avenue teaches us. It's like summer. Hey, hang out. Yeah, dude, we get to do that. And we're all okay with that. But come September, you get those new pencils, you get those new notebooks, and you get ready to go. And there's a value to that, too. I'm not judging either one. So I'm saying let's use the sounds of summer. Let's be the grads that we are and commence into the rest of this year with a worry-free philosophy and start to change our thinking or our mantras, or the songs that we listen in our head over and over again, whether they're on a real CD or they play in your head track, your jukebox, and move forward with that concept of graduating. So I want to close with two things. An Ernest Holmes quote, because. The room is warm and cheerful, the table is laid, and the fruits of life are spread before thee. All is yours, and you are welcome. And if we took that invitation to the rest of our lives, but it's certainly at least the next 6 months, that everything is set out before us, and the fruits, the bounty, the blessings that start in summer, and that richness are ours, that by come fall, come winter, we are sitting at a table, and we get ready for Thanksgiving, we will be so filled with gratitude. We won't need the turkey and the cranberries. We will be overflowing with that concept. And as far as a graduate, I want to close, and so I'm going to read a poem, and then I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and then I'll take us into prayer in acknowledgement of the graduation of the visionary and poet Maya Angelou. I wanted to read one of her most famous pieces, because this is a woman who prevailed, who climbed many mountains, also had a certain Hakuna Matata philosophy, and her book, and still the caged bird sings. This is a woman who knew how to graduate, how to transform, how to inspire, and how to keep on trucking. So I'm going to read the poem, Still I Rise. So if you would just please close your eyes and listen to her beautiful words and let it inspire you or move you. And as we send her blessings on the new journey she's on and thank her for all that inspiration and what she's done for us. With your bitter, twisted lies, you may tread me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room? Just like the moons and like the suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Did you want to see me broken? Bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean leaping and wide, welling and swelling I bear in the tide, leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise, bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of a slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. So let us rise in consciousness now as we join together in a closing prayer. And I speak this closing spiritual mind treatment in the first person so that you may hear it from your own head and heart. Speak it from that. I know, claim, and accept that I am one with the infinite life of God. All of the stars of nature, of the power, the planets, the wisdom, the capacity, everything that I know to be almighty, that God idea and experience that I know, I am one with that, I am of that. I align myself with the infinite nature of spirit. I know that that intelligence, that joy, that love, that peace, that harmony, and that abundance is who I am, and I claim it for myself now. And as I move forward on these commencement opportunities, moving into the graduation of my soul every single day, every new way, with a new thought, a new breath, I am grateful that I rise to the occasion. I rise in consciousness when stuff comes my way that wants to detour me, distract me, delay me, or deny me. No. I rise to know the infinite truth of God that I am, whereby I claim that health and vitality, whereby I claim that creativity, purpose, passion, and expression, whereby I claim loving, thoughtful, compassionate relationships, whereby I claim all needs met in God. Monetary, emotional, physical, spiritual. God is my source. I rise to knowing that each and every new day. And I rise in gratitude that I have that gift, that I have those tools, that I have fellow students along the way on this college of life in the university, one verse song, the university of life, of which I graduate today and tomorrow and again and again and again, and I celebrate the graduation, the commencement, as I continue along my spiritual path. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so grateful. And as I rise in that confident gratitude and humility, I now lovingly just send this prayer and this service upward. I breathe. I just let it be there for a second. No expectations. It's summer. I know that it is so. And I ask that you join me as we say together, and so it is, and so I am, and so we are. Amen.